Today we're going to talk about countable and uncountable nouns. These can be a little bit confusing, but with practice it'll be fine. So some nouns can be counted and others can't. Countable nouns have both a singular and a plural form. So book and then books, apple, apples, car, cars. So can you count them? Can you say, I want 2 books? Sure you can. Uncountable nouns are things that can't be counted as separate units, often as liquids like water or small items like rice or sugar, and then something that's a big blob of something like yogurt or ice cream or mashed potato. And they become a singular. So we don't say there are some water, we say there is some water. It becomes like it. So some nouns can be both. They can be countable and uncountable, like grapes. You can say, please can I have 6 grapes? But you're not going to go into a shop and say, please can I have 462 grapes? You'll say, can I have 2 kilograms of grapes? Or can I have a box of grapes? And to talk about them, we usually use quantifiers to say how much. We use quantifiers like some, any, much, many, a few, a little, and a lot. We'll explain these one by one. So some we use for positive, countable and uncountable nouns. So there are some oranges, you can count them, and there is some water, we can't count the water. Or offers, would you like some coffee? And any is for negative, countable and uncountable, and questions. So negative, countable, there aren't any apples. Uncountable, there isn't any sugar. And questions, are there any apples? Is there any sugar? And much we use for uncountable nouns. There isn't much sugar. Or questions, is there much sugar? How much sugar is there? Or many for countable nouns, large quantities. There are so many apples. Or negative, there aren't many apples. Or questions, how many apples are there? And a few and a little, a few is for countable nouns for small quantity. There are a few apples, and a little for uncountable small quantity. There is a little sugar. These will get easier with practice, don't worry. And a lot we use for both count and uncount. A large quantity, there are a lot of apples, and for uncountable, there is a lot of sugar. Nice. So let's just practice a bit. And as I said, sometimes you can have different options and maybe have different meanings. So here, there are people. You can say there are some people. Sure, you can say that. It's not negative. It's not a question, so you can't use any. You can't say much because much is for uncountable. Many. There are many people. Yes, you can say many. It's probably more common to say there are a lot of people rather than many. And then you can say there are few. So many means a lot, and a few is a little. So you can say there are a few people, but you can't say there's a little people because that's for uncountable. Right, so you can see there are many different options you can use. Now here's another one. Are there, it's a question, are there some books? No, not really. Because for questions, we're going to use any. Are there any books? Right? You can also say, are there many books? You can also say, are there a lot of books? So many and a lot are very similar. So we can also say, are there a few? Not so many, just a little bit. Okay? So are there a few books? And now this one here is that, how many do you have? It's a question. So we're going to say how, some, any, much, many, a few, a little, a lot. What do you think? Which answer do you think? How much money do you have? And here there are only oranges. So only means it's not a lot, right? There are only a few oranges. So not a lot. And would you like coffee? This is now an offer, right? So what do we use for offers? We said we use some. And you can actually say, would you like a lot of, Or you could say, would you like a little? But a lot means actually, is it a lot? Or little would be a little bit. So there you have it. And I hope that we'll see you next time for feelings. And just practice this, it'll get easier. See you later.